Warning: the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome to Kaleidoscope Eyes. I'm your host, Lacrosse Ortiz. Tune in with special guests every week from the LGBTQIA plus community and allies. We will be touching on various subjects concerning the rainbow community, also sharing their struggles and triumphs. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So sit back, relax, and let's get this show started. Hey everybody, it's Lacrosse Ortiz, and welcome to Through Kaleidoscope Eyes. This episode is going to be kind of a major blast from my past. This individual knew me like pre-transition, but is probably one of the most amazing human beings I know. Why? Because I was a part of his life. No, I'm only kidding. Reason is we met years ago at Lancaster School of Cosmetology. But I don't want to ruin it, and I want everybody to get to know this individual because their charisma, their energy is literally addictive. So let's give a warm welcome to Jaime Baez. Hello.
Hello, Lacrosse.
How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I'm excited to be on, and I want to thank you for having me through Kaleidoscope Eyes. I appreciate it and your energy, and thank you for just the warm welcome. I really appreciate it.
Of course, anytime. Well, I got to get my little tags up here because this is a safe space for the LGBTQIA plus community. I'm going to run out of letters. From this point on, it's rainbow communities. I literally complain about this and bitch about it every episode. I'm like, okay, LGBTQIA plus. Okay, now it's rainbow. So now we will just say rainbow community. It's easier.
I tell you, letters, pronouns within the flags.
It's a lot. It's a lot to remember.
Yeah, and we learn every day, and it's also it's great because it shows how the world changes and how we adapt. So
let's get into this. I met you back in 2010. So we were both going to the Lancaster School of Cosmetology.
That's right, long time ago, huh?
Yeah, a long time ago. You had just recently came out at that point, so that's about 11 years. Yeah,
yes,
definitely 11 years. And you were the Spitfire. Oh my God, you were just hilarious, just full of energy, Spitfire kid, and it's just amazing to see you progress into the man that you've become. But before we even get further into the man that you have become,
I was gonna say likewise.
Yeah, you're right. I'm still mama though. I'm not gonna stop being mama. Which I just got to make a quick point on that. We used to hang out a lot together in the beginning, and people like actually believed that you were biologically my child. And I'd be like, no, he's not. But I want this picture because I want people to everybody see. And I will brag about this till the cows come home. Look at them eyebrows. Lord, look at them full lips and eyebrows. Just beautiful. But no, I could see why people actually thought we were related. And I'm like, no.
Maybe even the face structure.
Yeah. I said, maybe it's a Libra thing. Maybe just Libras just kind of look this way. I don't know.
That was another thing that kind of brought us in that we had in common was that we were both Libras. So we, even now as we're talking or before we went live, our conversation just bounces.
Oh yeah. You're like, oh, I got to say this, and then you're like, oh, I'll say that. It's like this ping pong, just keeps going. It's great. So let's get started. So tell me about yourself. Younger you.
I'll say that again.
The younger you.
The younger me. So, what can I say? I was born and raised in Lancaster, right? I sometimes tend to say that I'm an Amish boy, although I am not. I lived a little bit in Reading. It was, as a child, it was constant movement. However, when you learn to see things in a positive aspect, you don't see it as instability. You see it as the world helping you become adaptable, right? And being able to mold and change to your situation and circumstance at the time. So I grew up in Lancaster. I like to say I lived a sheltered life because even now when you ask me, where's such and such store, I still won't know how to get there. What can I say? Reading had some hardships as growing up, and that's when I did come out of the closet. I remember, it was interesting because my mom literally just blasted the question at me. She said, "Are you or are you not?" So it was a challenge, which we have grown into a strong bond at this time.
Nice.
You know, I think time changes people, and it changes our feelings on circumstances. Or parents always believe that their children are going to grow up a certain way. They have an idea of how they want them to grow up. So it's really hard, I think, when someone has an illusion and their illusion is brought down because maybe it's not what they expected.
Exactly.
However, I have to say now my mom comes to me and she asks me, does this look good on me? Do you think I should wear this lipstick? How's this make? So I think the bond is there, especially with going out, getting some manicures and pedicures done. So times changed.
Right.
I will tell you though, growing up, I mean, it was definitely a different time than it is today. I for a fact know that when you grow up, if you don't listen or you back talk, you know, you're getting an ass whooping. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I want to ask. I mean, if the audience, I would, you know, we could ask the question. I would say, have you ever been knelt in rice?
Right.
In
Right.
rice? Or picking cherries? Did anybody ever have to pick cherries? You bring your hands down, the belt will come on you. So it taught me tough love and how to be a strong character person. But living in Reading and in Lancaster has been great as well because it's taught me diversity. And I think that's wonderful to have the different cultures. My stepdad is Mexican, has raised me most of my life. So I get to eat good Mexican food. My mom being Puerto Rican, you know, I get the good arroz con habichuela, pollo guisado. So my uncle is married to someone from Dominican Republic. So, you know, you get a variety of foods here. And, you know, you have your Chinese areas, you have your vegan areas where people are making food that some food that you just never thought you would try. And then when you do, you say, wait a minute, this isn't so bad.
Right.
So it's good to get out there and experiment, and it's good to get out there in your community and be able to see the diversity that there is.
Yeah, it is. I would definitely have to agree. It is a different time when it comes to child rearing or raising kids. I was one of those, I don't want to say I believed in corporal punishment because like I was very particular on how I disciplined my children because it was only on their butt. That's the only place I would spank them. I would never touch their face. I just couldn't bring myself to do it because I thought to touch their face should only be done in love. So I never hit my kids in the face, and they will each vouch for me. You know, I'm not one of those delusional parents who said, I never hit your face. And I remember my mom, she'd be like, I never hit your face. And I'm like, man, when you beat me so bad, you know. But yeah, it is different. And
you don't remember you remember the broom. You remember the broomstick.
The chancla, the belt, the electric. Man, my parents got creative. Let me tell you, they got creative.
The race one, I'll never forget because I think that was the most out of the box that I've seen as a punishment as a child is me being knelt in rice.
Yeah,
I was like, you kneel in rice? But you know, I was also a nosy child.
I was a demon.
And I think all of us as children were curious.
Yeah.
But I needless to say, I love to meddle in or try to hang around adult conversations because I wanted to know more. And I wanted, you know, people, I think my age, not even as a child, growing up as a teenager, people my age, I didn't feel that I just needed more knowledge. I knew, and I still to this day, I mean, I am still curious and I still want to know. My friend, and you know, I still have friends that are way older than me. Right. I appreciate those friends, but I have friends of all classes now, younger, same age, older. And I think that creates a diverse mindset. I mean, I tell you what, look, I'm 31. For those that don't know, a lot of people say 24, 25. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. 31. And I'll tell you what, there has been this word that has come out recently. And I thought I was still young. And all I hear is real cap, no cap. Yeah, it's on cap. And let me tell you, I have been blown away by this word. And there are people my age that are using it. And I'm just looking at them like,
okay, you're going to have to help me out because I don't know what the hell that means. So, because the generation gap happened. It did happen.
It did. It happened. I think it went over my head. I had to Google. I had to research. I had to ask my young friends.
Yeah.
I needed to find out what this cat word was. No shit. That's what it. No real shit. No shit. Like, or
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. I guess. Well, I guess it's an edited version. I mean, my generation were a little bit too blunt, so we're like, no shit, real shit. You know?
So now it's real cat, no cat.
Oh wow, wow. Yeah. No, I was actually talking to my daughter Natasha, day before yesterday, and I said it happened, and she's like, "What? What happened, Mom?" And I'm like, "The generational gap." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "I don't, I don't have a problem with the kids of today. I don't. I mean, it is what it is. But I struggle with the randomness. Just random. Like my kid will come out with something so random, and I don't even know where it came from. Like normally, like in me, in my thought process, if I'm going to say something, something will lead up to it.
Right.
That's the way it's supposed to go.
So now on that same topic, so I got to see your kids when they were really small. I mean, there's pictures circulating out there.
Yeah.
Where you can see they I mean, Isaac is just petite.
A little
yes.
Key.
And so now that they've grown, have you heard them say that word?
No. But
you raised them. No,
I was gonna say in their defense, they were homeschooled. They didn't hang in the streets.
Yeah, I don't want to create any controversy by saying you raised them right and not saying
right, because define right.
But
yeah, no, because but then I didn't like slang in my home, so my kids try. They come in and I've been yo, who you talking to? Oh, okay. Do you speak English? Yes. Oh, okay. Then I speak in a way that I can understand. Unless you speak Spanish, I speak that too. So, but this slang stuff, I don't work well because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Right, Right. So they stopped, and now I don't know what they do away from me because they could be saying no cap, real cap, ice cap.
That's all cap.
I mean, I don't know. Bottle cap. I don't know. They could be saying it, but for me, I don't hear it. Yeah, no. But yeah, the generation gap happened, and I guess that's okay because I am older, and I think I need to start acting my age at some point. So it's okay. But like I said, I can't do the random. They'll just literally blurt out something, and I don't know where it came from. So I'm sitting there. I swear, I feel like my grandfather.
Leaves you in wonder.
Yeah, I'm just like, what? And then then at that point, I said, you know what? I am embracing my grandfather now. I will play deaf and dumb all the time. Now, every time people talk to me, what? Huh?
Look, I say it all the time. I can't wait till the day I have to wear dentures or something.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna scare every child I see. I just take my teeth out. I'm ready for 80. I'm telling you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I got 60 coming up. Well, not soon. I got 7 years, but I got 60 coming up. So I'm like,
it'll pass by faster than you know it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because I'm already at 53, and I'm like, whoa, when did that happen? Oh my god! Like I say once you pass 25, you really start losing track.
Yeah.
Or 30, when you really hit 30, then it's like, boom.
Don't remind me. I'm like, it's gonna be 2022. Wait, it's my birthday coming around already.
I know. You're like, oh my god, I don't want to get old. But no, actually, I think I'm at the point. I'm embracing it. I really enjoy being older. I get a kick out of it because this is what you have to look forward to: the broken filter, and you could just say shit, and it comes out, and then people will be like, I'm 53. Oh, okay. That's all I gotta say is I'm 53. And they're like, oh, you okay, boomer? Well, technically I'm a Gen X, but okay, thank you. That's okay. I am a Gen Xer. And I raised millennials, so I guess I'm responsible for that was another thing we were talking about. I said, I guess I'm responsible for these random kids because but that generation is raising that generation.
Right.
And it's, yeah.
That was something that we were talking about before about the accountability now. Yeah. The accountability and taking accountability. A lot of people don't take the accountability. And, not just with kids. Having kids. And they with a lot of things. And we have to learn how to take accountability for what we bring into our lives and who we choose to have around. So
yeah, and that's a personal journey, because I could genuinely say I don't hang out with the same people I hung out with 10 years ago or 20 years ago. You always keep evolving in your life and realizing that you made space for them and they served the purpose at that time. And it doesn't mean that you're not friends or anything. It's just, you got to look at it for what it really is. It's like when there's no compatibility anymore, you have to move on to people who are more, it's like these levels, and you have to move on into new spaces, and they either come with you or they don't. And
I mean, there's so much to experience in the world, so many people to meet, so connections. There's so much that the mind and the world has to offer. There's no possible way that you can stay in one level in all your life.
Right. And why settle?
Right.
Oh. No.
And I think, I mean, it's great. And I think, meeting you was an inspiration. Growing up. Thank you so much for having me. But having me on your show,
Yeah. I was gonna say, no, I didn't birth you. We may look alike a little bit, but I birthed you in a different way. That is his son.
Thank you so much for having me on the show and stuff. I really appreciate it. And I think, you were inspiration growing up. I got to see, with the whole, I remember we were doing street cleanups, once a month.
Yeah, here, let's show some of them pictures.
Oh,
Get a blast on that.
So, look at that. Oh, man.
Look at baby you.
I know. That was a long, oh, wow.
Yeah, we were street cleaning. Here's this one.
Look at
that was me pre-tea, pre.
Now we're both all grown up, and we both have a beard and mustache.
Yep. Oh my God.
Not only were you an inspiration, I think growing up, my mom and my dad have been an inspiration, although we moved a lot and I had to learn how to become adaptable. Now I'm glad that my mother has her house and she is stable with my dad. But I think his hard work showed me hard work. My mom through and through has always had my back. She has never, ever, I think I don't ever have to doubt that my mother's loyalty with my mom. And she's been an amazing human. Very compassionate, and she's just always been there. So it's great when you have not only lacrosse to inspire you, but sometimes, like my stepdad, many people don't have a dad that they get raised with.
Right.
And a lot of people can relate to that. We don't have, our fathers didn't raise us, or maybe we have one parent, a one parent household.
Yeah.
It's nice that I have to say, I thank you, God. I was blessed, with having a stepfather. And although my father, which I think we can relate to knowing someone who has been on drugs, growing up with a father who has been on heroin his whole life or in prison, it hasn't, it tried, I feel like life almost tried to place a dark cloud over our relationship. However, I feel that I never tried to lose that connection with my father, no matter what. Even if he lived with me, even if things went missing, but I chose to have him in my life. And those are things that we were talking about. You have to take accountability.
Yeah.
So I could have chosen to say, I don't want him in my life. And then I would have never got to experience the beautiful person that he truly is. Although there was a dark cloud at some point in his life, there were also beautiful moments that we have to appreciate. I mean, I think we tend to lose sight of the good things in life. And we allow those negative thoughts and negative things to overshadow what we're thinking, when in fact there's so many things we can be grateful for. So growing up with my stepfather as a hard worker, getting to know my father as the drug addict, but also when he was clean, I got to see the beautiful person that he was. I got to see him show me. I now know how to make empanadillas. I'm not talking about the ones you buy at the supermarket.
These from scratch.
I'm talking about, give me some flour, give me some water, or oil. I'm gonna make you some homemade crispy empanadillas. So, I think it's interesting how we look at life. It is very important. It's interesting, but it's important on how we have an outlook on life. And although he did not raise me, I have great experiences with him, and I think you can relate.
Oh, absolutely.
We know the struggles, but we also know that they're of the beautiful human beings that they are, right? And it's important that we, as activists, lead by example. leading by example is the most important thing. And especially, and I know you're atheist, but let's just say for those that are Christian, if
Right.
you want to believe in Jesus, great. But
Yeah.
if you're going to think about Jesus in a way, you're not going to think about Jesus saying he pointed the finger, do this, do that. No, he
Right.
led. He hanged out with those who were sick. He went and hanged out with those who were sinners. Right. So I don't want to turn this into a religious talk, but if there's anybody who is, and I am religiously inclined, I grew up Pentecostal. We know rajatabla, you know, the skirt, but I have realized over life that with a diversification that I've had,
right,
I have grown up with this mesh of people, with this mesh of experiences, this mixture that has created who I am today. And I appreciate all the individuals who I've been able to meet along the way that have created who I am today, because it wouldn't have been alone. I mean, no one can survive alone on this world.
No.
But
no, absolutely. I mean, I could definitely understand, because like same thing. I grew up Pentecostal. Then I went to the Assemblies of God. Then I hung out with the Mennonites. Then I returned to Judaism. Then I went Wiccan and Buddhist, but all these different. I always say everybody has a little bit of the truth.
Oh my God! You just took the words right off of my lips.
You know,
everybody
has a little bit of the truth. So what do? You take what you need, leave it. You know what? I don't need all this legalism. So, you know, I'm going to take this, what I learned from the Pentecostal, the passion. You know, I'm going to take this, what I learned from Judaism, the love for tradition. I'm going to take this from Buddhism, meditate, peace.
Right.
It's, you know, with the Toltec, it's not, don't take it personal. You know, you got to take everything and apply it. And when you get to live a more eclectic spiritual life, and not saying that if you decide Christian is what's for you, well, that's great. That's what's for you. But some people like myself, I need more. I need different varieties. I need different perspectives, because it's very easy for me to sit there. No, this is the way it is, and that's it. You know, it's very easy for me, and I don't want to be that. You know, and having spiritual growth is important, especially within this community.
Right.
It's imperative, because when you think about it, where do people go for their spirituality if spirituality or the religions are telling them you're not welcome here?
Yeah. So it's important, and it's important that we're and that's why I'm so grateful for you, you know, because that's something that you taught me. Everything has a little bit of the truth, and if we take what we need when we need it at that time from that particular religion or
philosophy or spirituality or whatever,
we take what we need, and that's what's important. That we fulfill ourselves with the love that we need, how we need to love ourselves, and that we accept ourselves, because that's the biggest thing. We have to accept ourselves, and we have to know that, again, and I repeat it over and over again, we are accountable for our actions and what we bring into our lives and the situations that we have. You know, and it's important that if we want to lead, that we lead by example, that we go out there and do the things that we want to see. I mean, Michael Jackson sang, you know, man in the mirror. Look at the man in the mirror. We have to look at the man in the mirror first. We have to accept the man in the mirror. Then we have to take accountability for that man that's in the mirror. Yeah. And then by doing that, we can then move forward step by step, so that we can create a better world. And sometimes we're not perfect. Sometimes we make mistakes, and I go out there and I'll have maybe too many drinks, and then I have to say, then I have drinker's remorse.
Yeah.
Now I have drinker's remorse. Like, oh wait, oh man, you know what? Maybe I need to learn from this and not drink as much as I did. Maybe I need to stick to the wine. No,
yeah,
right.
So,
but I think it's all a learning process in life, and I think that's what life is about: is learning and being able to accept the things that we have brought into our lives and forgive ourselves for those things and move past them. Because if not, then we'll be stuck in the past, and it makes no sense to be stuck in the past. I'll tell you that. You're not.
I don't live there anymore. That's already gone. And that's one thing. It's interesting that you say acceptance. Like, that's a beautiful thing, because you don't have to like it. You don't have to like you. You don't have to love you. But just know you got to live with you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to come to terms and some type of acceptance. Love and like is a learning process. So you got to learn to like you. You got to learn to love yourself. And that's not something that happens. Like, people think this is this overnight thing. I would have people come to me, oh my God, you're so confident. This took years. this took years. It took a lot of battles. It took a lot of hatred, self-hatred. It took a lot of journeying for me to get to the point where I'm like, you know what? You're not such a bad person.
Right.
You're actually all right. You know, and that's a sad thing when you see people, which I actually just did a little nugget the other day. I do these little nuggets every day. I just give a little bit of wisdom. It's like 3 minutes long. And another thing that I was saying on it was, what comes out of here is powerful. So when you say I'm an idiot, you're an idiot. If you say I'm stupid or I'm not worth love or this or that, everything that comes out of here is powerful.
Yeah, I cannot agree anymore with you. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of some things that I've been changing up on my wording. And I hope that this helps somebody, you know?
Yeah.
Good morning. Morning, the word morning is used when someone passes away.
Right.
When I see someone, and it's funny because when people look at, when you say it to them, what I'm about to say, they look at you like, what? Did that even make sense? Wait, am I hearing him correctly?
Right.
So
right.
I like to say grand rising. Grand rising. Grand rising. I don't want to mourn in the morning. I'm already mourning. I got to get out of bed. I don't want to mourn anymore. You know,
right. I hear what you're saying.
The change in words really creates a different aspect in life. And like you said, words that come out of your mouth, they're very important. Saying I'm like, even God, like when I'm like, hit myself, boom, God damn it. You know what I do now? God bless it. Even if I'm mad, I still say bless it because I want everything to be blessed.
Yeah, right.
Why would I want anything to be damned? Right.
Right.
You know, and I get excited.
That's a little. Now I don't know that I'm there because I'll stub my toe, but I'm like falling. I'm calling the four corners of damnation. You know, like, and it'll literally be like, fuck, I sound like something's wrong with me. Fuck shit, damn. You know, like it's, you know. So things like that takes really going that extra because like I mean that's work. That is so much work to sit there and.
But you know, it becomes habit.
Yes,
it's the same as, you know, and I don't know, you know, meditation, yoga.
Right.
It's not like I don't do it every day. I try to make it a habit. So every now and then I try to get into it and be thankful for everything that I have because it really changes the outcome of your day. It changes how you perceive life. Some people, I mean, look, growing up, you know, there are difficult times. There are times where sometimes you could even as an adult, you know, I bought a house on an auction. House, no hot water, no nothing. You know, the story of my life that I ended up moving into that house. It was crazy how I think the energy of life works, or how God works in mysterious ways, because the house that I bought out of an auction, like $1,000, nobody's going to believe it. I'm pretty sure they'd be like, you couldn't have bought a house for $1,000.
Taxes. Somebody didn't pay their taxes.
Look it up. It was auctioned out $1,000 for 17 South 9th Street. And I'll tell you this and I like to tell this story, not because I like to brag, but it is the principle of how your thinking mindset can change everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe in The Secret. If anybody hasn't heard of that, I truly believe in The Secret. What you think about, you bring about. You know, what you focus your mind on, you will manifest. And I bought this house for $1,000. And I don't know if we're getting off topic here, but
no, it's your story. It's your.
It came out to $1,940, right, with taxes included. I had just gotten fired from my job at Dark Container in Leola, right? I used to make foam cups and foam plates working night shifts, so I know what factory work is like. I get it. And I remember I took my 401k and I said, well, I'll invest it. All right. So I invested it in an auction. I bought a home. Now, at the time, the house wasn't exactly up to inspection codes, right? But I also wasn't moving to get it fixed. But sometimes, you know, if you don't move, I'll tell you what, if you don't move and you don't make shit happen, if you don't become a productive human being, life will put you in situations where you will have to be productive. So if you don't want life to put you in situations that you don't want to be in, then you create your situation. You go out there and create the situation you want.
Right.
So life had to kick me. So I had a situation where I was staying and life kicked me and I had to go to my home. And I decided that was my home. That's where I would stay. Now, it wasn't finished. I didn't have hot water. You want to know how I survived my positive mindset? I go to Puerto Rico, and I lived in Puerto Rico for a little bit. People out there, they shower in cold water. When I had to bathe, and I tell you what, Lacrosse, this is real deep of a life story here. When I showered in that household, I had to warm up my water on the stove, and when I showered, I told myself, and literally, I was positive. I said, if people in Puerto Rico could shower with cold showers, I could shower with the hot water because I know how to warm it up. The hell?
Right.
I said, fuck out of here. I'm surviving. Hold up. So when I would shower, I would say, thank you, God, because I have warm water. And then I would think about the people who maybe lived around the world, third world countries. Recently I went to Nicaragua, and it was a place where you see things that you just don't normally see here in the U.S.
Right.
Even when you go to an Airbnb, sometimes they don't even have the hot water. Wow. And I had to think to myself, I am truly blessed.
Yeah.
I am blessed. I have a home. It costs $1,940. It's a bit dusty. It needs some work, but by golly, I will get her done. And 5-6 years later, I am sitting here in front of you, and I can tell you that I sold that house for over $40,000.
Wow.
Wow. First, the energy of the world brought to me a piece of yard that my neighbor was using that I didn't know was mine. Could you believe that they told me this is your land too? And I said, no way. I said, I'm being blessed. Here's my blessing. That's excellent. And and with the money that I received for that piece of yard, because then my neighbor was like, well, I bought the house, but the yard, I still want the yard. How much is it? Boom, here's $7,000. I made my money back that I not only invested, but what I placed down for the house.
Right.
With that money, I was able to put the heating system. I was able to fix the house. So what I mean to say is that sometimes we look like we're in a tight spot. Mm-hmm. If we can only thank and be grateful for what we have in the moment, maybe, just maybe, we can be blessed with more. That's all I'm saying. Just maybe.
100%.
Maybe there is more out there, because let me tell you, they're printing money faster than we're making it. They're printing money faster than we're spending it.
Yeah.
There is so much out in the world, and I'm not saying just financially. This goes for health,
emotional. Yeah.
It's out there. You have to want it, and you have to work towards it. And it's not something where you can just, not wishful thinking like when you're watching The Secret or reading the book. No, you have to work. You have to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
You have to,
and you got to move.
Right. Let me go for a jog. Let me go stretch, because you have to do things that are going to help you feel better about yourself and change your mind about it. That's the first thing. Change your mind about it. It's not pity me, sorry me, oh, my poor life. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a cross to carry. Everybody's going through something.
Right.
It's how you want to look at it through the lens of your eyes. And I love that it's called Through
Kaleidoscope Eyes, because it's all about perception. What color? And it's always shifting and changing. It's always shifting. A kaleidoscope never stays the same. It's always, we could talk about the rainbow, and the rainbow is beautiful, but there are so many beautiful, unique colors. In other words, it's broader than the rainbow to me. Okay. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be right back, because I want to continue. I actually want to reiterate on that blessing. All right. Okay. We'll be right back. Here we go.
WLFE Digital Broadcast Network is on TV. You can watch all of our shows on WLFE-DB.com. Check out our channels: Paranormal View for all of your paranormal type shows, LGBTQ Friends for all of our LGBTQ shows, Variety Unlimited for all other shows. It runs 24/7 right on WLFE-DB.com. You'll even catch the lives, all in one place. Never miss an episode, past or future. WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows. Search for your favorite shows like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothing, Paratalk Radio, Step into the Paranormal, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and more. Now you won't miss an episode. Remember, follow Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe and follow your favorite WLFE-DB radio shows. You can find our shows where you listen to your favorite podcasts, like Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and more. WLFE-DB Radio is looking for podcasts to join our family. You don't have to fit any strict genre. We're a plethora of shows. If you're looking to jump on a growing network, then contact us at WLFEDBradio@gmail.com.
Wow, Amazon Music just got a whole lot better. Your favorite shows from WLFE DB Radio can now be found there. Yes, we are on Amazon Music, found under podcasts. Download the app, find podcasts, and search all of your favorite shows. Shows like Where's My Sage, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothing, Skeptical Help Bar, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and much more. Now you don't have to miss an episode ever. Amazon Music is WLFE DB Radiofied.
Rainbow Soul, a queer perspective on spirituality. Join Hollis Taylor, a non-binary author, witch, psychic, and alchemical mage, with fellow drag king Lacrosse Ortiz, a Jewish Taino that identifies as an atheist. These guys explore deep spiritual topics with weekly special guests and offer dream interpretation and tarot readings and more. Explore spirituality beyond mainstream religion with these uniquely queer perspectives. Dive deep into the Rainbow Soul. A live discussion on Sundays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Sundays. Just hashtag Rainbow Soul Vodcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and more. Hashtag Rainbow Soul Vodcast. Featured on the LGBTQ Friends channel, the WLFE DB Network.
All right, we're back. You there?
Yes.
I saw you in the corner over there, and I was just like, hey. So, continuing on about the blessing. As you know, I was in a really bad car accident. And it destroyed my livelihood because, I got to go back a little bit. We were going through a bad stunt. My wife lost her grandfather, and she was at a job that just wasn't working out for her. So I told her, quit your job because, I'm Ubering and I was making ridiculously good money. So I was just like, you know what, quit your job and wait till you find something you like, because the truth is you want to do something you like. You don't want to get stuck doing a job that you don't want to do because it's going to make it miserable. Well, needless to say, she quit her job.
Right.
Not even a week later, car accident. So I lost my job. So now we're both out of work. And at first I was just so down and just like, this is terrible. Then just, it kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then finally I'm like, you know what? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I said, the only way things are going to change is if I change the way I'm perceiving this, the way I'm looking at my lifestyle, the way I'm living my lifestyle. And I could sit here and bitch and complain about it all I want, but if I don't move my ass to do anything, and that could sound crude, it could sound harsh, but if I don't move my ass and get myself motivated, nobody is going to give me nothing.
Right.
And the universe isn't going to give me anything.
Right.
Unless
you were working out a good time there, though.
Yeah. But now it's so funny. We ended up getting bus passes. This could sound ludicrous, but I'm like, we don't need a car. I don't think we need a car. And if we do want to do some traveling, you know what? We'll rent a car and it'll be their responsibility. I'll pay the insurance. If anything happens, not my problem. Right. And it's just now watching everything. We both got jobs. We're both making the good money. We're going to be making the good money that we were doing before. And realized, I went on a cleaning spree, blessed my home, got my Palo Santo, my sage, my whole thing, get rid of the negativity, changing my eating habits, already lost 6 pounds, and I'm just like, but this is only in a week and a half. And I thought to myself, look, this is only in a week and a half. What could happen in a year? What could happen in 5 years?
And that's the beauty of it. You take these steps and you don't see it immediately, but over time you start seeing the gradual process.
Right.
Because
maybe you see it in even those, like I'm seeing it in a week and a half. Maybe it's because I finally allowed myself to see it. If that makes any sense, I open my eyes and say, you know what? I don't want to look at it like this anymore.
Right.
I don't want to look at my life. My life was hard. My life was shit. Was. Let's keep it there.
It's beautiful now.
But right now,
We wake up every day and we breathe.
It's good.
That's all I need.
Exactly. And that's, which we're going to keep going. Like with you, you're an activist. And now, not only are you doing that for yourself, now you're giving that back out into the community.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the most important things that people realize, that here, this was your life. And the whole thing, it's the journey to get up onto where you are now. And now, if there's one thing we learn about the journey is yes, we can receive, but we also, I hate the give and take thing. I don't like that wording. I think that wording is selfish, because if I'm giving and then I'm taking, then I don't have enough. I'm not satisfied. But I always like to say give and receive, and give and receive, and right now you're giving and you're receiving, like you're giving back to now you got all these blessings, and now, okay, how can I give back to the community? Which that's what I want to touch upon right now. Your activism and you giving into the community. So go ahead. Nothing like putting you on the spot, huh?
I was waiting for the picture to show up. I was waiting for the picture to pop up.
Yes, actually, yes. Here, tell me about this.
So that I started down in Lancaster, and you have that one as well, right? Where are we? Where are we? I think you showed us.
Yeah, it started with the street cleaning in Lancaster.
So I've never stopped having a passion.
Mm-hmm.
It's never gone away.
Oh, here we go.
It's always been there. There we are. Look at that.
Yeah. It was and it was a pretty good group.
So I think that I have always been passionate about that, giving back. Yeah. It's something that is deep within my heart, or within my soul. I think my mother was always a giver. She always wanted to help somebody, always brought somebody in, plate of food. It was like it's not only dwelled within our Spanish culture, but some mothers more than others, and with that, I just haven't stopped. I like to get out. I like to make a change, give an influence, show people that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because sometimes we don't see it. And I speak from my experience. Sometimes we don't see it. We think that we're in a dark room and we're not going to get out. And that's not the case. We have to sometimes climb ourselves out, which is what we don't realize. So I was there with you. Yes. And then I also, I don't, this one you don't have. For Santander.
Okay.
Which is when you bring up that picture.
The one with.
Yeah. So that's the shirt I'm wearing here.
Mm-hmm.
That is the Three Doctors Foundation, right? So I was doing volunteer work for them with kids in middle school. But here, the picture you're showing there, that was here in Reading, Pennsylvania. So I did do some volunteer work in Lancaster with Santander here in Reading, and then I got the opportunity to announce, I think, a raffle. That's the picture you're showing there. Right. And at that point, that was with One Love Project. They had included me in their board as the treasurer, but that it didn't really last that long. So quick bochinche. Didn't really last that long. Yeah, when you have a co-founder, say things like "I'm not listening to anything you just said," it blowed my mind. But that has not stopped me. That does not stop my passion. I did take a break for a little bit because I was also. It was under an umbrella of Reading Pride Celebration, which is who I volunteer for now. Right. The funny story behind that is, thank you. The funny story behind that is that they were under the umbrella, but they thought that I was in cahoots with them. I don't know, because why would undermining an organization want to go against somebody
its own under organization?
So, needless to say, I needed a break for a couple months because I really didn't want to be accused of, oh, well, you were with Reading Pride for a while. No, I was always with One Love, and I was very loyal to and I think I'm like that in general. I like to be very loyal to my cause. However, I took a break, and now I have become just a volunteer. I was with Reading Pride their 15th anniversary. celebration. And I know Whitley was there, so it was great getting to know Whitley. And all the characters that are there. I mean, it's just great.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of entertainers.
Yes,
Trent,
at the doggy show. Oh, you should have seen me. I was like behind the scenes doggy show. Here I am with the dogs. Oh my god,
that's so great.
But needless to say, I've stuck with being a volunteer with Reading Pride, and I think that's where I'll stay for now. As long as I see, that there, wherever I go, whatever I put my energy into, I always say I have to see positive outcomes, positive talking, or something that leads into something more. And it's for the community. They do their one festival a year. I think that they're going to be now searching for ways to get out into the community more. And I think it's great. I don't know if you heard, the president, Enrique, had stated,
he's such a sweet soul.
Yes.
Such a sweet soul.
He had stated that, there were not necessarily that there won't exist any kings or queens, right? Or MX, right? But that Reading Pride would be the first organization to announce that they would have an ambassador for their organization.
Okay, nice.
Because that way everybody's inclusive, and sometimes it's become, and I don't know if you saw the whole RuPaul thing going on, it's become where we don't want to be conforming, and we're conforming to one thing, and if we want unity, we want everybody to be inclusive. And that's the thing that gets me. And I don't want to mention anybody by name or anything, but I say a lot of the queens or LGBTQI community, right?
Right.
Yeah. Am I getting all the letters in there?
Yeah.
All right. They speak about unity, or let's say organizations speak about, you want unity? Well, there's a sign up. Sign up. Yeah. Let's be unified. Let's go ahead and get together. Let's talk about this and find that within our differences, we have things that we're alike, so that way we can do better for the community.
Right. And sometimes we have to get off the stage. I mean, I realized even in my own journey, like I said, I retired, and I did, because I think how I gave to the community, I gave, and that was good. But also I have to think of other ways to give the community, because it can't always be on stage. And I'm not attacking anybody who uses that as a conduit, because look, as long as you're reaching out to the community and you're giving to the community, please give it. But at some point you do have to get off the stage, and it has to be more than just that one performance.
Right.
Because there are people out there. We have homeless LGBTQIA. We have suicide rates that are high. And the drag shows are beautiful because they're the forefront. But it can't stop there.
Right.
There has to be more inclusive ways of bringing
the community together.
Exactly.
Because let's not just keep it at LGBTQI, right?
Right.
But what about the community?
Right.
What about everyone who exists in the world? Because if we felt that we were outcasted or we were shadowed at some point, and we felt that we weren't accepted, there's still a lot of heterosexuals who probably struggle with things of their own that they need help with, or homelessness. Like it's like you said with the rainbow. It is broad.
Yeah,
it is broad.
Absolutely.
And I feel that if I want to be an activist and I want to lead by example, then I want to help anyone who's in need, and I want us all to be together. And in order for us all to be together, there needs to be communication and conversations had. But sometimes it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And I believe that those are obstacles that we can overcome.
Absolutely.
And I believe that if anybody who wants to make their community better will also step up and say, you know what, I do want to have a conversation, and I do want to help the community in a better way, or get out there, help us clean those streets, help us get the word out and take food to those who need.
Right.
So I think that's important, is leading by example. And, I think my thing has always been to give back from Lancaster Atabe 360.
Atabe 360, which is still going every month. I will let people know we are still street cleaning. Actually, the tribe ended up adopting the block. We adopted the block and made a museum next door. So you need to come, because you got to see this Taino museum. It's everything.
Yeah, and it is and it's also is it nonprofit now?
Yes, it is definitely 501(c) nonprofit organization.
So
but this isn't about them. I'm going to have them on the show eventually. But no, I agree with what you're saying, because like this past Pride that I was a part of, Lebanon, we were ready for protesters, and there were going to be protesters. And there was just one lady. She rented the parking lot, and she had her little sign, little old woman. She was in a wheelchair. And I was so proud of how the community reacted because
I was gonna say, did you put the song on? These boots were made for walking.
no, actually, you know what we did? One of the Scott Church, who's an
God
amazing
forgive
human
me.
being,
Forgive me.
he ended up he ended up bringing her water, talking to her. We started showing her love.
Right.
Now, see, this is how it works. If we're going to sit here, okay, we are the LGBTQIA, we are the rainbow community. And what do we want? Acceptance, love, respect.
Right.
We can't just limit it to us. We have to show that in turn to the people who are against us, because if we don't, then they're going to still think that we are these evil, whatever, sinful people or whatever. But what happens when we show them we love, we care, we support the community, we're here, we're not going to go anywhere, and you can hate us all you want, but we're not going to retaliate because we are better. Civil rights movement did not happen with fighting. It happened with standing. It happened with unity. So how are we going to get them to change their minds about us? Not let them believe the stigma. Not let them to believe this stereotype that they think that we're uneducated, that we do nothing but whore around or this or that. We have to break that stigma. And how do we break it? By loving. And if anybody can understand how to love, it is the rainbow community, because of our point of not being accepted, if that makes any sense.
We understand exactly what it's like not to be loved.
Right.
And I think that's why there is that stigma. You know, a lot of people go out searching for that, and they go out searching in different individuals, and that's fine. There's people out there who they want to mingle and tingle with different, you know.
Right.
They are
trying,
they are trying to find their true self, maybe in someone else or within themselves, and we have to allow their growth to be as it is.
Right.
But it makes it difficult for us when we're pointing and judging, when we should be supporting and advising. Right. But I think it's great because we're here. And I think you do a great job. You lead by example. I try to do a great job by leading by example.
Your growth has been impeccable, just so you know. Your growth has been impeccable. Okay. Proud mama. Proud mama crow over here.
Over the years, I think my hobbies have helped. I think yoga, meditating, hiking, and getting more into a natural, like getting that sage going around the house helps. The deep breathing helps, and staying away from conversations and people who all you hear about is point the finger and talk about other people.
Right.
Because when someone can't take accountability, it's just, you can hear it once they start a conversation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's there.
Yeah.
You can't, energies don't lie.
Yeah.
Okay?
True.
And you can tell when someone's pity me, or this is happening to me. No. What are you going to do to make it better? What are your goals for next week? If there's one thing, and I'm not saying that I can't have normal, what I would call normal conversation about the present time, and saying, hey, last week I went to this place and I went to last week is fine. Last month. Yeah. Oh, you remember that time we were on the roller coaster? Okay, that's great. But
it's getting caught up in the negativity.
I'm talking about conversations like, can you believe what she said? Or, oh my God, did you hear what happened to so-and-so? And you can't, just gossip that is no good for my ears, no good for your ears, no good for anybody's ears. Just, if it's not constructive and it's not doing something to make something better, why are you talking about it?
Right. Absolutely. And that's the whole thing. It's removing that negative, and it's, it's so sad because like you want to set up boundaries, but you don't want to cut people off. But sometimes if that's what you have to do, it's all about self-preservation. And if what you're doing is not conducive to my lifestyle, if it's not going to be productive, it's not going to help me grow, and I'm not going to help you grow, then why are we here?
Right.
What is the point of this? Because you know what? I've been down that road and I've done all that and I've handled all that. And the truth is I have no space for that.
It can get mundane. It can get boring after a while.
Oh, it's monotonous. It's freaking monotonous.
It's like, every weekend, I'm trying to do something different.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't want to criticize anybody who likes to have their drink. I like to have my drink.
Yeah.
But try to go out for a hike one day. Try to go for a yoga class. Do something different. Try something spiritual that is out of the ordinary. Think outside the box. If someone is inviting you to go somewhere that you haven't been before,
go.
Or meet somebody you haven't met before, go. Go, because the windows or the doors, they will open for you so that those experiences will come into your life. If you're looking for a sign to go and do something,
Right.
this is your sign. Go
Right.
out, enjoy life, and inspire people. Tell them your story, your struggles.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I think it's funny because people say, "Oh, don't share your dreams, or don't show what do you mean? It's my life, it's my story, and my story may touch somebody just like your story has touched my life.
Right.
That's how life works. We share common interest.
Yeah.
We share common interest, and that is very important to keep.
It's funny because like my wife and I, we try to do something different every weekend. Like outside of me being the meticulous person, I'm like, I gotta clean my house. My house has to be clean. I get a little neurotic, but besides that, and I'm like, we got to do something. Oh, once again, just riding the bus. And we just get on the bus and, oh, let's go to Park City. Oh, let's get a transfer. Let's go here. Oh, let's do that. Let's walk around here. Let's do this. It's important because when you get, everything's a habit, but what great habit. Like I thought to myself, what a better habit than doing something different all the time. That's the best habit to me.
Right.
Because I always want an adventure.
Right.
I always want to do something different. I don't want to be caught up.
I mean, if you think about it, that's how life has always been driven by nomads.
Yeah.
Traveling, moving here. You know what I mean? It's the industrial world, nowadays it's unfortunate that we are stuck in our cities, but that doesn't mean we can't take charge of our lives. We can.
And get out.
And I can get out. I don't have to do the same things no.
What did it say? What's insanity? Doing the same thing, doing the same exact thing and expecting a different result. That's insanity.
Yep.
And I don't, I'm already crazy as is. I don't need any help. I don't want the monotony.
I remember that story. If you walk down the street, you fall into the hole. Why would you go the next day and walk down the same street, down the same, boom. Yeah. Why?
What is the point?
Do something else. Take the alleyway.
Yeah.
So.
Or just go around it, for the love of God. It's there. It's there. Just go around. It's crazy. But I do think that we're in a time which is so beautiful right now. As much as it can drive me crazy, we live in a beautiful time right now because things are changing. Right. Things are changing. People are changing. Points of view are changing.
A lot of awakening, I believe, is happening at this time. We're in an era of awakening.
Yeah.
People are realizing, I think also with the pandemic, like businesses, I'll make my own business. I lost my job. I'll make my own business, Right. So I think a lot of people, there's an awakening happening where where people are realizing I can be the artist. I am the Michelangelo of my life.
Right.
Wait, I can paint my life this way. Wait, I get to choose who's in my life. I don't need to have you in my life to survive.
Right.
Wait a minute. This is getting real good. Now hold on. And that's the fun of it.
Absolutely. I have to agree.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I
did want to say, everybody, be on the lookout. Hopefully in the next year, be on the lookout for Mobile Cravings, a mobile truck in the next year. Mobile Cravings. So it's. I don't know if anybody has been to Puerto Rico and had their baked potatoes or their sweet potatoes with the little chips on top with all the meats and everything. And then you're gonna be excited for the hot dogs with the twist.
Oh, I love me some hot dogs. Look at me, I'll be fat. I'm already feeling like a little fat boy right now. I'm like rubbing the belly. Oh, little fat boy right here.
And if you get a chance, YouTube, and when you get a chance, right, lacrosse, buñuelos.
Okay, you'll have to definitely send me a link because I definitely want to check that out.
Oh my goodness, I tell you, that Nicaragua trip was so good. I needed it.
I just want to thank you for coming because it's always such a good conversation with you. It's always such a deep conversation. It's never something superficial, which I love because you always have raw, real, and that's so rare to see. So I just want to thank you because you're always such a blessing to me and to whoever you encounter. If they don't see it, then that's their problem. But, I just want you to know that I appreciate you so much. And I am just so proud of who you are and what you're giving to the community. And just keep giving. Just keep doing what you're doing, because it's in the stars for you. It's in the stars.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure. And, I love you so much.
Ah,
You know, we go way back, and it's great to be able to connect again and be able to have this time. I really appreciate it.
all
Thank you
right.
for having me through Kaleidoscope Eyes. It's just
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you. And with that, we have hit our hour. So we are at it went by fast, didn't it? It
Yeah.
goes by so fast. It's like,
Not at first. At first,
No.
you start saying, "Hi." I wonder how.
wait, what? And did I? Oh shit! I didn't touch on that. You know, you always go back and backtrack. It's like, wait, I'll write this in the comments.
Remember, we talked about it before. It was like, how can
Things
I
will come
possibly
back.
not have something to talk about if through Kaleidoscope Eyes is through what my life experiences is? Come on, like
How do you
I
not
have
have
to know
anything
what
to
my
say?
life is about? If I can't talk about my life, then I got to be a little bit interesting. I got to know something.
Right, a little bit. That's why I would say, look, 99.9% of us, all we want to do is talk about ourselves.
There you go.
And this is a great conduit and opportunity for people to do that, you know? I mean, I even talk about myself in it. I'm like, I jump in the bandwagon. I'm like, oh, guess what? You know, this happened. You know,
Well, it makes the conversation great. So
it's life. It's life, and it's beautiful. Well, we're going to end this. I want to thank everybody, please, for stopping in. And please make sure you like and subscribe. And keep an eye out for that food truck, okay? I know I'm going to be looking for it. I'll take the bus up to Red and just...
hey, I might have to have you do the tasting.
Oh, I might bring my red rice. You know me. I'm like, the red rice. I got to bring that.
And then touch base with me after.
Okay. All right. So thank you, everybody, and good night.
See ya. Thank you.
The Bipolar DM Show, a show about Dungeons and Dragons, indie writing, and living with a mental illness. Watch us live on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WLFE-DB.com, where we interview guest speakers, authors, and subject matter experts in the areas of mental health, living well, and role-playing games. We're proud supporters of Safe Space. For more information, be sure to visit WLFE-DB.com. Watch us live on Strim TV Variety Unlimited channel. Also, visit our Facebook page at Bipolar DM and see us on twitch.tv/TheBipolarDM. Our webpage is www.thebipolardm.com. There you'll find more information.
WLFE-DB Digital Network are engaging in the safe space. What is safe space? A safe space is a supporting and affirming environment for individuals within the LGBTQ+ community. Each podcast displaying the Safe Space logo will have resources available on hand for those in need without judgment. Here at WLFE-DB Digital Network, we care. We listen, we support, we understand.
Thank you for stopping in at Through Kaleidoscope Eyes on WLFE DB Network. Please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. If you know anyone who has an amazing story to share, send me a message or an email to lacrosseortiz@gmail.com. See you next Thursday. And remember, be kind, be loving,